Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Nate.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're here with the first installment of Your Saints of July.
Woo and who.
Yes.
Now, if I recall correctly, our Saints of July are quite literally Saints of.
Yes. Yes. We're going to do saints who have like of or some variation thereof in their name.
Nice.
Starting off with Saint Martin of Vienna in the first. He was a third... Oh, he was the...
Vienne.
Vienne. He was the third bishop of Vienne, France.
That's on July 1st.
Yep.
On July 2nd, you've got Saint Otto of Bamberg. Born 1060, died 1139. Bishop known as the Apostle of Pomerania. Not the Apostle of Pomeranians.
I don't
Sure they're
know.
from Pomerania.
Indeed.
I'm just imagining that he had a pet dog that was just a small little fuzzy youth.
We're going to
Small little
assume, unless you
yippee
can provide us
ball fur.
evidence otherwise, that he originated the breed.
On the 3rd.
That's a great name.
Wow. Okay. Need to get that to where it's in the right range, right field of my glasses here. Saint Maelmuire O Gorman.
Nice.
They were the abbot in Knock, Ireland, known for his poetry. Maelmuire O Gorman.
That's a name we need to bring back. Maelmuire.
On the 4th, we have one that is the reason why I picked of as this theme, because you are like, you want saints named after other saints. So we've got a blessed...
Modestino of Jesus and Mary, also known as Domenico Mazzarella. It was born September 5th, 1802, died July 4th, 1854. So, I mean, 52 years. It's not a terribly short time for the 19th century. Was a Franciscan priest, cared for the poor and the sick, and died during a cholera epidemic. So now we know why his life was cut short.
Modestino of Jesus and Mary. I like it. On July 7th, we've got Saint Felix of Nantes. Died January 6th, 584. He became a bishop after his wife entered a convent. He was known for charity and building the Cathedral of Nantes. Felix.
Also on the 7th, Saint Odo of Urgell. Died 1122, a soldier who was ordained by Pope Urban II and became the Bishop of Urgell.
Thus the of. On July 8th, we've got Saint Albert of Genoa, a.k.a. Lambert. Died 1239, was a Cistercian hermit.
And I keep getting fun names. I love it. Also on the 8th, Saint Arnulf of Soissons. Born in 1040, died 1087. For a moment, my brain was flipping around the 0 and the 8, and I was going to be like, wow, that guy lived a long time.
Holy living. But you're going to like the next part.
They were the patron of hop pickers, beer brewing, a soldier, a hermit, an abbot, and a bishop, and was from Flanders.
Yeah, and we do have a group of people on the 9th that are all, their info is all going to be, the same for the ending, for the most part.
So, we've got some of the martyrs of Gorkum. Saint Adrian Van, which means of, Hilvarenbeek, died 1572, a parish priest who was one of the 19 martyrs of Gorkum.
Also on the 9th, Saint Jerome of Werden. Born 1522, died 1572. Huh, that's interesting.
They died together.
Franciscan, who was a missionary in Palestine, returned to Holland and was one of the martyrs of Gorkum.
St. John of Osterwick died 1572. An Augustinian who was martyred at Gorkum.
I don't know. You think you can get this one?
We have Saint Peter Van...
Take the C, the H, the C,
Just the simplest pronunciation.
Yeah, take the C and the E off. Yep.
Who, amazingly, also died in 1572. They were a Franciscan lay brother who was originally from Belgium, before being martyred in Gorman.
And we end with Saint Willehad of Denmark. Ooh, he gets the whole country. Died 1572. A Franciscan martyr of Gorkum, thought to be 90 when he died. And yet they still strung him up. The bastards.
Monsters.
Indeed.
Moving on to the 10th, we have St. Peter of Perugia,
A.K.A.
Peter of Vincioli.
I like that he's got
Or Vincioli.
He's got two ofs.
Died 1007, a Benedictine abbot.
We then we skip the 11th entirely. July the 12th, St. Leo of Lucca. Died 1078, and a Benedictine abbot succeeded St. Alferius at La Cava Abbey.
And then on the 13th, Blessed Mariano de Jesus Euse Hoyos. Born 1845, died 1926, a parish priest in Colombia, was known for his care of the peasants and the poor.
On July 14th, we've got Saint Procopius of Sazava. Born 570, died 1053. 970, died 1053. Patron of Bohemia, a Basilian abbot, founder, canon, and hermit.
And why can't you let him be negative years old?
Yeah.
No, fine.
He's like Jonathan Winters on Mork and Mindy.
On the 15th, we have a twofer. First is Blessed Alphonsus de Vaena, died 1570, a Jesuit from Spain sent to the West Indies, was martyred by the Huguenot captain of the ship he was on to get there.
Boo! I mean, first of all, beyond just that you shouldn't kill people, if you're the captain, you're responsible for all your passengers.
Seriously.
Dang Huguenots. And also on the 15th, St. David of Sweden. Oh, Jess, you should have taken this one. A.K.A. David of Muntrop. Died 1080. Born in England, was a Benedictine bishop and missionary to Sweden.
Let me check. Oh, we still have more for today.
Sorry, it's not a twofer. It's a fiver.
We're ending the first half of the month strong.
All right, I think I can do this one.
Boom, you're all over this.
On the 15th, we have St. Edith of Polesworth. She was a noblewoman who married a Viking king named Sithith in 925. When he died, she became a Benedictine nun and might have been an abbess.
Ooh. Nice. Also on the 15th, we've got St. Jacob of Nisibis, a.k.a. James. Sure. Well, because James comes from Jacob, it's very complicated. Yep. Died in 350. Bishop who took part in the Council of Nicaea, and according to tradition was known for praying for the death of a heretic leader. Not necessarily a virtuous practice, but he's a saint that I'm not, so who knows? He's also known in the Syriac Church as a holy and alerted man who built a basilica. So, we'll do Jacob in just a minute.
I mean, it was Nicaea. You got Santa punching heretics. You got another saint praying for them just to kill over. Mm-hmm. It was a wild time in the church.
Well, you know, I mean, if the heretic dying stops the spread of the heresy, I can see that.
I mean, maybe he prayed that the heretic was hit by the 2x4 of truth, saw the light, and then promptly dropped dead.
There you go.
It could very well be that God, I pray that in your will you will teach him the error of his ways and bring him back to full communion with the church. But if that's not possible, I pray that whatever needs to happen in order to stop his heresy from spreading does.
I shall count to 3, and then the holy anger native Antioch shall be pulled and thrown, so that Lord may spite them in his mercy.
In thy mercy, yes.
And finally, on the 15th, we have Blessed Joanninus de San Juan. Died 1570, was martyred with Blessed Ignatius de Azevedo. Their ship was captured by Huguenot pirates and were thrown into the sea.
I wonder if it's the same captain. Like he was a pirate captain, and he's I'll take you to the New World. And then,
it seems like just a regular captain. Grumbly.
It was the same year. I mean, it's 1570.
Yeah, but there's more than one seagoing Huguenot.
Sure, but
you would think so, but that was the era where being a captain versus being a pirateer versus being a pirate really depended on what your paperwork said and who was in charge at the moment.
Well, and it still matters just greatly. As Obi-Wan Kenobi taught us, your point of view.
Yep.
Francis Drake is still celebrated in England today. What was he? Out and out pirate. He just happened to be a pirate for their side.
He had a piece of paper. Listen, the Queen said I can pirate. Because we're special friends.
I do love that the Constitution does still grant Congress to issue letters of marque. They haven't, but if they could get off their butts and issue some letters of marque, it would be great.
Look, I need to get both, but I mean...
I do like the people who petition the government for a letter of marque.
I would get a boat if I could get a letter of marque.
If I could get a letter of marque, I would get a boat.
We'll start local. Give us a letter of marque for Lake Huron. We'll show the Canadians what's what.
Show the Canadians what's for. You can't do this. This is piracy. No, This is privateering.
Again, we know enough Canadians to know that a nice facade is all a lie.
They're a nation of smiling assassins.
It's like when a Southerner says "bless your heart." They don't actually mean that. They mean you're a complete idiot and I'll punch you, but it's a waste of my time.
But it's too hot.
Yes.
Anyways, so those are your saints for the first half of the month.
Comment below with some other saints who were of a place.
Yes.
Or involved pirates.
Boom.
I mean, this month we got pirates and Vikings.
What's our theory? Is there more than one murderous Huguenot captain? Is it the same captain? Discuss below.
I feel like honestly, I feel like you have to make a choice, right? You are either a Huguenot ship captain, or you are a murderous ship captain.
I think you're going to have to unpack that in the comments below.
That's fair.
Give this episode a like, subscribe to our channel, ring the church bell to be notified the next time we talk about Vikings and Huguenots. And until then,
remember to live your faith.
Love your faith.
Share that love. And be from a place.
Yes, be from a place.
It'll help when they canonize you.